Hey everybody, it's Chuck. I'm in the Tuesdays with Stories studio because I didn't feel like breaking down my camera and my audio and all that stuff and going home and setting it up again to do a plug, so I'm just doing it here now. So sue me. Anyway, I'm very excited to announce the first Funbearable show in the tri-state area. It's going to be in Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey on Friday, March 31st at Kevin Smith's movie theater, Smodcastle Cinemas. And we have an insane night of fun stuff for you guys. First off, we're doing Clerks, Bradley Drawn. Bradley Drawn is a bit where we take a classic movie. Brad redraws every key scene in his signature, terrible, stomach-turning art style. And I write a new narration based on what those drawings look like to me. So we're doing that night, but also the Brian O'Halloran is coming on stage with us to reprise his role as Dante Hicks and do it with us, which is insane. Big thanks to O'Halloran. Ray's going to be doing stand-up. I think the four of us are going to go on stage at the end, do a Q&A. It's going to be amazing. And immediately following that, there will be a screening of the Impractical Jokers movie with Quinn from Impractical Jokers on stage at the end doing a Q&A with Kevin Smith about the movie. Quinn, of course, being my buddy from the Tell 'em Steve Dave camp. And man, it's going to be a fun night. You're going to want to come on out. I think this is going to be not a night to be missed. So if you're in Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, go to funbearablepod.com, buy those tickets, come out. I know a bunch of people are coming already, and I'm really, really excited for this. And just to wet your beak a little bit, to give you a little sample of how Brad does draw, here is his artistic rendering of the extraterrestrial known as E.T., the wet brown creep. It's upsetting.
Oh, hello. Welcome to another episode of Funbearable. My name's Ray Harrington, and with me, as always,
I'm Brad Rohr.
And I'm Chuck Staten, the clean bean with the good ideas and the moral compass.
that's what it says on his back tattoo. You're joining us mid-conversation, if we're being honest, because we had a whole conversation that I was voted down.
Right.
I wanted to keep it in because I believe in being transparent and honest and clear about intentions and wishes inside your body. And one other person, we won't say who, had an outlandish, revealed an outlandish, let's say, kink about the
I wouldn't call it a kink. I'm not kinking it.
It's kink adjacent.
Yes.
Can I let's talk about this a little openly.
But
You
you just
told me,
told
yeah,
us
you
not
said
to.
No, I want to.
You vaulted
I want to
it.
frame this. Don't you ever feel like it would be fun to be like a hunter?
No.
And like you were a tiger or a lion, and you're doing the hunt, and you're catching an animal.
No.
Wouldn't that be fun?
No, I'm a human. Let me live inside with air conditioning.
I think that's fun. That's all.
I'm with Brad in the air conditioning, watching you roll around in the woods, going, should we call the police, or do you think he'll leave?
You never eat. You never eat.
I just lower the blind.
You never eat a bunch of meat, and you feel kind of like cavemanish in a positive way.
Oh, sure, yeah. Back in college, there would be like barbecue nights or whatever, and we would do that, and I would joke around that I overdosed on meat, and now I'm like primal, you know?
Okay, this is exactly the same.
No, it's not.
There's
Because
no
I
difference.
joked about
It's
it.
not
I
phrased
did.
the same.
I joked about it too.
I
I
mean,
just joke in a more convincing way.
I joked about what I said about wishing a thing.
I was method joking.
I'm just saying, in terms of, I eat a gas station rib sandwich, and that's basically what a caveman would eat.
No, that's what a raccoon would eat.
And then the raccoon. I wash every bite before I eat it.
And even the raccoon, when he's done, he's like,
What am I doing?
I hate myself.
But you get the idea of the like eating a bunch of meat and kind of feeling like
I made the joke when I did it, where I was just like, "Oh, I feel like a caveman. I ate so much meat." But I don't. What I didn't do was come to a thing and be like, "Have you ever wanted?"
I would think it'd be fun to reenact and then eat some meat. That's all I'm saying.
That sounds insane. What you said.
Yeah.
I
Really, without the context that we cut out, sounds even worse.
You know what's fucked? I thought it was weird and creepy and kind of pathetic when you would see photos of like rich people going and doing like the lazy safari hunting.
I don't like
where
hunting
they
a
would
real
essentially
animal.
like tag some animal.
Right.
No, I don't like
drug
that
it
either.
just so they could shoot like an elephant.
I hate
or
that.
something.
I hate
It's
that.
horrible, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
And then Chuck created his own weird version of this safari where I'm like, I mean, at least the other guys just shot it. You know?
This all came from the idea that I just walked. The other day I walked 5 miles.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of miles. And then I ate
5 of them.
I ate a whole rotisserie chicken with my hands.
Yeah.
And I there's something
When you
power-
got back, not while you were walking.
Not while I was walking,
Because
not-
that's the funnier image.
Yes. When I got back. And there's something about that makes you. Well, you've definitely probably exercised to the point where you had like this real deep protein craving.
Yes.
That, and then you fulfill it. Have you ever done that?
No.
You've never fulfilled it?
No,
I don't like that
when
you're
I'm-
looking only at Brad when you're saying you exercise so much.
Well, no, because the reason I bring it up to him is because he is in the middle of a thing right now.
Yeah.
An exercise.
I'm in the middle of, not eating enough.
Not just
Oh,
that,
okay.
but
Yeah,
also,
all right,
but
yeah.
also purposely exercising every single
Right.
day. He's doing that right now, and so
Right.
am I. Actually, yesterday you noticed and you asked to feel my biceps, and
We were at a party.
we were at a party.
I'm
and
pretty sure
said
you asked to
You did.
feel
You
Chuck's
did feel
biceps.
them.
I felt it so you would stop saying it. So you would stop. This is why I wanted the early stuff in, so you, the listener viewer, could understand
We were-
the insanity that happened.
Chuck and I were driving here today, and he said, I can't wait to say that Ray asked to feel my bicep. He's going to hate it so much.
Yeah, because it really was a moment where I was like, yes, okay. And then I touched the bicep.
I'll say-
and he
I'll-
was like, no, I didn't do it enough. And that's true. He did. He was like, no, I wasn't flexing right. And I all I could picture, I was like, I have an 8-year-old who is less demanding than this.
Even
Who's more adult.
half an hour before Ray touched Chuck's bicep, Ray was in conversation with other people. Chuck flexed. And he's like, I was just seeing if Ray would notice. And then Ray would stop his conversation with another person and be like,
hey.
whoa, check this out.
So anyway, I went over to Claire's the other day, and she was not doing, whoa, hey, hold on. Shut the fuck up. Listen. Did you guys see that? Wow.
Ding, 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 ding.
Everybody, I know we're here for one person's birthday, but let us all pay attention to this. Chucky, do a flex again.
I saw this online, and I wanted to bring it up to you on the podcast because we never talked about it. But a couple weeks ago, Ray and I went to Sip and Dip, which is a local coffee chain.
Yeah.
And they gave us these.
We only sipped. We never dipped.
We didn't dip. They gave us these monstrous styrofoam cups. Like
Yeah.
they were huge.
Yeah.
And-
They made an appearance, a cameo in a previous episode.
They did. And I wrote my name on mine.
Yeah.
Because we had 2 identical monstrous cups
Yeah.
that are just stark white. And I put the K backwards. I put CHUC with the backwards K.
Yeah.
And I held it out for you guys to see. You never saw it during the episode.
Right, yeah.
But then our super fan Sabrina in Germany screenshot
She clocked it.
She clocked it. and
Pixel by pixel.
She screened it. She screenshot it. She put it on Twitter. And you commented on it from the Funbearable Twitter account.
Yeah.
You can hear the circus music playing. It made me laugh so hard. It got me so good.
Yeah,
It hit
it's-
me perfectly. Like 2 a.m, I saw that comment.
What I think is fun is like seeing that, to me, as somebody who does the podcast, not watches the podcast or
Right.
listens to the podcast.
Right.
When I see that, I immediately put that in the same category as like when you are sneakily eating beef jerky or bacon jerky under the table. Or just texting someone.
Yep.
It's always whenever there's like a conversation thing happening, or if it gets like, let me tell this side of the story or my thing here.
Right.
When the monologue kicks in or whatever, we all do it, right?
Yeah.
When the monologue kicks in, like Brad is just he's in, he's on the podcast.
I
and
try.
Chuck is just like, I'm eating jerky. I'm sending a text. I'm writing I got a funny idea about writing my name on a cup. Right. And it is like
I'd
is
say-
like having an hour-long conversation with a small child who's just squirmy and getting bored.
No, absolutely. First of all, I know we're doing bits and that's fun. I am a very good podcast pay attention man. I am. Give it to me.
One time.
Well, no, I'm serious. Just well, I mean, just
Oh, that was
just
two
we
times.
we
That
just
was
recorded a
times.
podcast.
Yeah.
I did send exactly one text, and it was because I'm having someone cover the producing the responsibilities of Tuesdays with Stories.
Yeah.
In New York today.
Yeah.
I sent one text.
Yeah.
That's not. I'm not paying attention to you.
It's fine. Everything's
I'm
fine.
in the conversation.
Everything's fine.
Do I miss a beat?
I think a backwards K is funny.
Me
Yeah,
too.
sure.
It's
I
I'd
do
like-
too.
I-
do
I-
too.
I think,
but
honestly-
it's up to me to
Right.
catch Brad saying he had calm down oatmeal because I'm the only one like picking up these little nuggets.
I will say
I
you know
ate
what
I ate haha oatmeal today. Damn it. Haha email. Like, come on.
I know.
Get
I will
with
say,
it,
you know what
Brad.
I've noticed about the podcast, and we'll get off this in 1 second. A lot of times,
That's unlikely.
I've watched it because we've picked clips and stuff.
yeah.
We will like if Brad says something that makes you think of a thing, I can see your gears turning. And you're waiting to say your joke, and he says other stuff that you miss, and we all do it to
Oh,
each
sure.
other.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what happened
yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
The oatmeal time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all do that, and it's
The
really
oatmeal
funny.
time.
It's really funny because what it is like you're in a conversation with someone, they say a thing that triggers your brain, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna.
I don't
want
to cut off anybody, so I'm just gonna wait.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really funny, but I think we all do.
We
it
should
equally.
do it UN style, where we put up like a little flag of some sort that says like, "I have a joke for the bit." Right?
Ready.
That would be hilarious. I will say this. I'd like to say this about the podcast, and I want to.
You watch yourself.
It's going to be
counselor.
positive. A long time ago, me and Brad have been working together for a long time, very closely, and sometimes Brad would do things that frustrate me.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind
Okay.
of what I'm best at.
Okay.
So
All right.
he would do things that frustrate me, and I would think about them, and I'm like, "Am I going to talk to Brad about this? What do I think?" And I realized, and I liked this. I was like, Brad and I are not the same person.
That's correct.
No two people. are the same
Thank
people.
goodness.
Yeah.
Especially given what we had to cut out at the top of this episode.
I will say,
I didn't finish, but go ahead.
you need two different organisms for a parasocial relationship.
Well, so I was like, we're not the same person, so we need to have different responses, and
Yeah.
we need to respond to things differently, and that I think extends to all three of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
like, if we were all just like Ray, or all just like me, or all just like you, it wouldn't really be fun or work. We all have to be different.
Yeah.
We all have to have different ideas about you know whatever we
what
think
you
is
just
normal.
described, Chuck?
What?
The human condition.
I know, but it's interesting because there's the idea of like, oh, like this frustrated me. It's like, well, what's really worth getting frustrated for, and what is this
Brad wouldn't let me eat beef jerky off of his back.
you know, what would be?
I told him to do it on his back because I couldn't look him in the eye.
we'd be podcasting, and I'd bring up an issue that has a 1% chance of upsetting anybody.
Yeah.
Like it would be something completely general, and I'd say like a thing about how I feel about it, and Brad would just look at me silently and just not respond when there's only two people on our podcast.
That's
And I'd be
correct.
like, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
Yeah, well, I don't like confrontation. And so
That's
the
fair.
idea of upsetting someone is terrifying. Plus, I have a habit of inadvertently upsetting people where I make
does.
what I think is an innocuous comment.
Yeah.
Like, let's
to,
get tacos.
To a friend. Yeah. Saying like, hey, I'd love to go to a certain taco place that you recommended 2 years ago. And that person responds like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I don't think it's appropriate that you asked me to go to get tacos with you. Like, we're just friends. And I'm like, I just want tacos.
Why are you talking about our private conversations and just airing our dirty laundry?
I wanted to be passive aggressive about it,
Brad
Ray.
has had so many innocuous, well-meaning comments turn against him that
Right.
it is like one of the funniest things in my
Remember
life.
when he said "nice tush" to that girl?
Said nice bush.
Oh,
And she heard nice tush.
yeah.
But it was a topiary sculpture.
Topiary. Yeah, no, he has a habit of
Yeah.
saying well-meaning things and them getting blown out of proportion in a funny way.
I'm glad that we're here. I didn't realize we would get to this moment, but I'm happy we are.
Yes.
What we've been talking about for the last few minutes is, right, human beings.
Yes. That's what
It
all
is.
three of us are.
Yeah,
It
we
is.
are all human beings.
Right.
Well, that's what two of us are, and the jury's still out on one.
Your fingers went the wrong way.
You get the Westworld brain. We don't know where it came from, though.
So here's what's going on in the zeitgeist right now, like in pop culture, internet conversation. Everybody's talking about AI,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Which means
Artificial intelligence.
there you go. I just wanted Chuck to know. So you know,
I don't know if the camera could catch my
I like
eye.
how you did that, and the last episode you were like, "This is an audio podcast," and then the first second you can, you're like,
I went.
you did a cross eye.
yeah, it's hard to do.
It's very good. You do a great job of it.
Thank you, thank
It gives me an understanding of what you look like when you orgasm.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But no, so AI is a big conversation that's happening now. Chat GPT
Yes.
came
Yeah,
out
right.
and started making things. Before that was the stupid app that made you have bad pictures.
Yes.
You know the pictures?
Yes.
No, I don't know that. Do I?
Yeah, we used it, I think, in December, right?
Yeah, we did.
like
We
late
did.
late
For the
2022.
Christmas, promo stuff.
What was it? What is that?
There were
You upload images and then AI will create other images
Oh,
off
I
of that.
think it's bad pictures.
no. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of bad pictures that
Oh,
come out
oh,
of that.
I get it, I get
People
it.
with like
I get it, I get it.
fingers growing out of
Yeah.
the backs of their hands.
Oh,
and things like
I
that.
see.
Yeah.
I see. Sorry.
I
was hoping for something
No,
like
no,
evil.
the cross eyes that you did.
Yeah.
All of the ones that I made came out like that for me.
Which is-
I'm
Oh,
a
that's
cross-eyed
right. Yeah.
Jedi
Yeah.
in
This-
like
thi-
so many pictures.
There's a guy that does all this kind of stuff for Tuesdays with Stories all the time, and it's Mark, Joe, and me. And whenever he puts me in it, I have the most insane cross eyes, and I'm like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
Why does this only happen to my face?
Yeah,
I think it might be like our eyes are like pinched in the middle or something.
maybe.
So our pupils are closer to where that is. I don't know.
I don't know.
AI in the conversation, I am so against AI art. I think
Mm-hmm.
you can use artificial intelligence as a tool to help humanity in a lot of ways. But I think the idea of saying like, hey, we're going to take this thing that humans use to relax and rejuvenate and explore what it means to be human and like speak to the souls of others, and we're going to give it to a computer. I think I hate it. To me, it's antithetical to what art is and should be.
I have two things to say to that. One, I understand.
Yes.
Two, I'm sorry for what comes next.
Oh, what's that?
Both in the world
Yep.
and in this episode of the podcast. No, I understand what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a nefarious thing. I think it's a tool that we don't know how to use yet.
Right.
Probably.
But I hear you saying this, and I agree with you. But I also hear what people were saying when Photoshop
Me too.
exploded.
This is what I wonder. I wonder
That's
about the difference between these things.
how where does a thing fall in a very gray area between a tool that becomes a thing that artists use versus the tool that replaces the artist, and it's a tough question.
Right.
I agree completely. I think
it's on the responsibility of the user.
yeah, and I think it's a matter of time when AI becomes good enough to
Yeah.
use in certain scenarios where it's just dirt cheap.
Right.
This is a cynical view, but I think larger corporate entities will make that choice easily.
Yes.
I mean, all you have to do is look at what's happening to like HBO Max.
Right.
If AI could like even remotely convincingly write a TV show or a movie, they're
going to
like,
use it. Yeah.
Yes, please, because
Right.
ChatGPT doesn't take a royalty.
Right.
You
But
know?
as a human, I hate that.
Oh, of course.
If you're like, oh, I want to use this to write, it's weird because I don't want to say a paper or a story, but like the idea of using these tools to look for patterns to sort through data and kind of take task-based things
Yeah.
away from humans.
Like looking for the cheapest airplane ticket.
Maybe I'm okay with that, even though
Yeah.
the argument could be you're taking a job away from someone who can do this. But that if a computer can do it more efficiently and more effectively with a smaller chance, but art is what sets us apart.
Yeah.
This is
And
like-
it just
This is an interesting thing too, because especially coming from music, I think I dealt with a lot of people that were, when I was playing a little bit older, and they essentially were like, if you use backing tracks on stage, you're cheating.
Yes.
Because you know what I mean? Like you're using.
I remember the argument, and I remember the specific band that was referenced in that argument.
Yeah. And it's tough because I wonder if that.
The backtrackers.
If that kind of stuff.
At least they were
Does that
honest.
apply to that kind of stuff?
Their studio stuff was good.
Or what do you think?
I don't know.
Like if someone says, I'm going to create a backing track of me doing this drumming thing, but then on stage I'm going to play guitar and play my backing track. Essentially, that should be going to a drummer,
Right.
but you're just doing it yourself.
Right.
Is that okay?
Taking
That's tough.
food out
Is
of the
it tough?
mouths of
Well,
drummers.
Yeah.
I don't think there is anything tough about that. Is there?
Well, did you create?
Yeah.
You created.
So you're playing drums,
Right.
But you recorded ahead of time,
Right.
And you just backing track the whole time, and then you're
Backtrack
playing
yourself?
guitar.
Yeah, I'm probably more okay with that
Well, how come?
because there's still a human element.
Because then it's being used as a tool by
Well, this
a
is what
creator.
This is why
Yeah.
I'm saying it's on the responsibility of the people who decide to use it.
Sure, yeah.
Like part of the artificial, like in the life of artificial intelligence, one of the things they eventually figured out was like when they made Toy Story, like they used to have to animate, like let's say you have your arm like this.
Yep.
And then you have your arm like this.
Yep.
Every frame
He
in
had his
between.
arm out all the way,
Yep.
and then he bent his elbow just for the.
You used to. I think what it used to be. I don't know
audio
if this is Toy
listeners.
Story or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
You used to have to animate all those
Right.
frames, but now they do it so that it does it automatically
Right.
because it can read the difference. And that's a way where it's like you're using legitimate artificial intelligence to figure out the differences. And it's weird because that's used, I think, to make people's jobs easier.
Right. But not
there's-
replace someone.
But not replace someone completely. And it's tough because I agree with you about the idea of like there are AI programs that are like, we're going to take this person's style and apply it to this thing.
Yeah, then it's
Right.
then it
And
gets,
then it's fucked up
here's
because then
the-
you're taking what someone created
yeah.
originally,
Right.
And you're not saying that person is now using it to help them be more productive.
AI is a black hole of ethical questions now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
we're also not even talking about what it creates. We're just talking about the question of like replacing the artist with the art.
Right.
But then there's the other side of what it's making. You have the question of like what you're saying of creating like a copy of somebody else's style and
That's
work
what I
and all
don't
that
like.
stuff.
Yeah.
There's also the question of using AI for deep fake purposes
Yes.
and things
That's
like that.
what I wonder too.
Here's the ethical question that came up recently. There were streamers, like Twitch streamers, I believe. There were a couple of female Twitch streamers. I hate saying female.
Yeah, say
I
women.
Can't, yeah, I never. Ugh, I hate it.
Just say babes,
Can I
like you
completely
do when
be
we're not
honest?
recording.
So these broads that don't even really know how to play video games are doing women.
Yeah.
There were women that are Twitch streamers, and I don't know the whole story. I just stumbled on a little bit of it on Twitter. Someone had created a deep fake porn
Yes.
with that person's face on another woman.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she felt incredibly violated by the situation, of course.
Yeah.
But it is this insane ethical area where it's like, I don't think that's right.
No.
But I also don't think it is equivalent to, it's not equal to a physical thing. And I feel uncomfortable even saying it. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. It's like, where does this fit in terms of like, that's fucking wrong?
I mean, it's funny because like where that would be okay to use is being like, we've made a movie with Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, and he says this line, and we had him ADR a different line, so we're going to change his mouth
Right.
to match that,
or
no,
using
no one,
VFX of any kind.
yeah,
really.
and no one's going to argue with that.
But then we enter the other ethical question of
bringing people back
actors.
from the dead,
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
And having actors in things that they were never there, and you
know.
essentially sign up. Like, I'm pretty sure every key person in the Marvel universe, all those actors, I'm pretty sure all of them at this point are like, yep, I got in the ping pong ball suit one time, and now they just own my image, and they will use it after I die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is weird. I don't like it.
I don't like
I think that's gross.
I think that if I'm actually speculating about that, I bet there are really harsh rules when it comes to actors doing that, because of a lot of precedents that have been set. Like, I think that they can't really do that without your permission anymore, hopefully, officially, to make money as Disney and Marvel. But if some
I promise
person,
you the contracts have been made with some mighty fine print saying essentially like we can do this if we need to, or
I don't know if they can. Ever since the Crispin Glover thing, that was a thing then. Even recreating his face, not even that much with prosthetics, it became a huge court battle that they lost, and it did set a legal precedent about studio movies being able to use your.
But we have
likeness
seen
after.
it. We have seen it with
The
Star Wars.
Yeah. See, this is
Tarkin.
Yeah.
right, and that was filmed previous to that suit, though.
It is wild, and I think we're gonna see certain things.
Well, the question is, we're talking about people like Disney and Marvel who cannot afford to be sued by Robert Downey Jr. What do you do when someone has this ability in their fucking basement
Yeah.
and they're
Right.
anonymous and they don't give a shit and they
Yeah,
learn
if
how
you
to do
ever
it?
see a terrible video like with me in it, just assume that it's a Chuck produced deep fake. I just gave myself carte blanche to do and say whatever I want. Let
you
me
just
tell you
said
my
that part.
theories. Oh no.
But that brings me
that part
to
was a deep fake.
just do it weird and be like that. The computers.
This is
You
funny.
can tell.
Someone sent me a video last night, and it was Joe Biden doing a speech, and he was, and it's I'm gonna spoil it, deep fake,
Yeah.
and it was him talking about the joke on The Simpsons, and it was Sneed's Feed and Seed,
Yeah.
formerly
Chuck's. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and he says, the Joe Biden deep fake is like, now it's Sneed's Feed and Seed, formerly Chuck's, implying that it's Chuck's, and he went through the whole thing, and it ends with him saying Chuck's, suck and fuck. And I didn't know it was a deep fake the whole time until it got to that point.
And it's funny too because now we need to talk about. Now we need to talk about internet and media literacy that is fucking rock bottom for a lot of people.
Yeah, sure is.
People that see clearly fake images or videos
Yeah.
and they're like, "Whoa, look at this!" You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole fucking galaxy of people that are like that.
Yes.
And when the deep fakes hit, like something that'll be very obviously a deep fake of like Biden saying a thing.
Yeah.
And then having that uncle be like, "Did you see what Biden said?"
Oh, of course.
And then here's what gets me is the response is eventually, if they accept that wasn't real.
Right.
Yeah.
If someone goes, "That's bullshit, it's fake," and they go, "What?" and they look at, "Oh, okay, I guess so." It's very unlikely that will happen.
Right.
Because they'll just continue thinking that was real.
Yes.
If they accept it's fake, the automatic response will be like, "Oh, okay, but it would be something he'd say."
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
And it's just the whole thing deteriorates.
You have papers in front of you, Ray.
I do. I'm serving both of you.
Good. Like dinner?
I'll see you in court, you fucking assholes.
Deep fake.
Ooh, don't tell anyone Courtney said that.
The stenographer is there. I'll see you in court, you fucking assholes. I paused. Your Honor, I paused.
I delivered it way funnier than that, Your Honor.
There was a wink in my eye, even though I wasn't physically winking. No, so because of this conversation, I have for you
I'm not going to open it
this,
yet.
I have for you this,
Yeah.
and I have for me this.
I can see through it. It says eviction notice. Weird.
Guys, I just royally fucked you. I did all the loopholes.
Yep.
I did so much shit. I met with a lawyer who was shady as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I own all of Funbearable. You guys have to continue coming and doing it. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, it is.
And legally, Chuck has to say a few things, and those are new catchphrases. What I did was when the conversation of ChatGPT was going on,
Yeah.
I was like, I'll check it out. I want to see what it does. And so I went on the thing. I had to log in for it. I had to create a username and all that crap. And I just started throwing prompts at it to see what it would do.
Right.
And very quickly, I think maybe the third thing I told it to do was write a script for the Funbearable podcast with Ray, Chuck, and Brad.
Okay.
And Brad and Chuck and Ray.
That's us.
Right? That's what this is. Now,
Don't read it yet.
don't read it yet.
Okay.
But I will say this. It's not great at
Good.
writing things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times, because essentially ChatGPT what it really is an auto-completer. It's just guessing what the next word will be. And it does that sequence very quickly. So it can't really hold on to large concepts or long-term things.
Right.
So this is a bit of a pastiche of a few times that I told it to write this stuff. And I put it together. I will say it did create a very funny joke unintentionally.
Perfect.
And it nailed Chuck.
All right.
So let's
As so many do.
see if we have to, maybe if this works, if the viewer listener likes this, we never have to come up with content again. We never have to get in some crazy little anecdote story. We don't have to meet new people. We don't have to do new things.
I do like that part, yeah.
We don't have to have opinions on any piece of content
Thank
at
goodness.
all.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We just tell ChatGPT to write a new script every week, and then we get all the sweet coffee beans we want. Right?
And I'll say this real quick.
Yeah.
I don't really know about ChatGPT. I've seen all this stuff about AI art, but I haven't really been like, I haven't dived in at all. I don't know anything about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I've just seen all the stuff about it.
Yeah.
So I've never used any of these programs or like the apps that people use to make themselves fucking Jedis and stuff like that. I've never used that stuff.
You're about to experience it right here. This is an AI written script. And truly, this isn't a goof where it turns out I wrote the thing,
Which would be great.
This is I thought about it,
Yeah.
but I was like, no, I want to keep it real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to keep this a true adventure.
Yeah.
So, viewer, listener, fun bears of all kind, we present to you what robots think Funbearable is. And it's sometimes pretty close. Interior Funbearable podcast studio. So it starts with just like it's a movie script. Day, Ray, Brad, and Chuck are sitting in front of their microphones ready to record another episode of the Funbearable podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Funbearable podcast. All right, boys, let's get this podcast started.
Yeah, what's on the agenda today?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm just here to drink and laugh.
That sounds good to me. So, Chuck, what's new with you?
Not much, just working and trying to save up some money.
Hey, man, don't worry. You'll be able to retire soon.
I hope so.
So, Brad, what's new with you?
I'm just trying to stay out of trouble.
That sounds like a good plan.
Anything interesting happened lately?
Nah, not really. Just the usual. So far, it's nailing Brad, by the way.
Well, that's not very exciting. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting bored.
Me too.
Let's talk about something funny that happened to us.
I got in a fight with a raccoon the other day.
I got in a fight with a raccoon the other day.
I got in a fight with a raccoon the other day.
What? I'm serious, man. I was taking out the trash and it came out of nowhere.
That's hilarious. I can't believe you fought a raccoon.
I can't believe you fought a raccoon.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I had to hit it with a trash can to get it to go away.
That's so badass.
I don't know about badass, but it's definitely funny.
I know, right?
Let's talk about something funny that happened to us next time.
But first, we're going to do a little segment called What's in the News.
That's right, Brad. What's in the news?
According to a recent study, the average American worker only takes a 17-minute break during the workday.
Wow, that's not very long.
No, it's not. It's not very fun either.
I don't know. I could probably handle a whole day without taking a break.
I don't think I could. I need a break to relax and recharge my batteries.
I agree. I think we all need a break now and then.
Anyway, that's what's in the news. Now let's move on to our main topic.
Our main topic today is the latest in entertainment.
Yes, we're going to be talking about all the latest movies, TV shows, and books.
But first, we're going to do a little review of the new Star Wars movie.
Yes, we are. I saw the movie last night, and I thought it was great.
I saw it too. I thought it was awesome.
I didn't like it as much as you guys, but I still thought it was pretty good.
Anyway, that's our review of the new Star Wars movie. Now let's move on to our other topics.
First, we're going to talk about the new season of Game of Thrones.
I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it or not. I didn't like the last season.
I didn't like it either. I think they changed too many things from the books.
I didn't read the book, so I didn't care about the changes. I just like the show itself.
Anyway, that's our opinion on the new season of Game of Thrones. Now let's move on to our next topic.
Next, we're going to talk about the new season of The Walking Dead.
I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it or not. I didn't like the last season.
I didn't like it either. I think they changed too many things from the comics.
I didn't read the comics, so I didn't care about the changes. I just like the show itself.
Anyway, that's our opinion on the new season of The Walking Dead. Now let's move on to our next topic.
Next, we're going to talk about the new season of The Flash.
I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it or not. I didn't like the last season.
I didn't like it either. I think they changed too many things from the comics.
I didn't read the comics, so I didn't care about the changes. I just like the show itself.
Anyway, that's our opinion on the new season of The Flash. Now let's move on to our next topic. Today, we're going to be talking about the latest in bear news.
There's been a lot of news lately.
There sure has.
First up, we have the news about the new bear census.
The new bear census is really interesting.
It is. I'm curious to see how the numbers turn out.
I love that this fucking computer thinks
We
it
talk
saw
about-
bear in Funbearable. It was like, this is a show about bears.
I know.
Next, we have the news about the new bear sanctuary.
The new bear sanctuary is really great.
It is. I'm glad they're doing something to help the bears.
Finally, we have the news about the new bear movie.
The new bear movie looks really great.
It does. I'm excited to see it.
So those are the latest in bear news. No, it's just like, this exists. I'm excited. That's the news. What do you think, Brad?
I think it's all really great. Bears are such an important part of the ecosystem, and I'm glad we're doing our part to help them.
I agree. Chuck?
I think it's all really great too. Bears are amazing animals, and I'm glad we're doing our part to help them.
Thanks, everyone. I think we can all agree that bears are pretty bearable.
Ah, that's true. Here's a word from our sponsor.
Hi, it's me, your pubic hair. I know. You probably don't think about me very often, but I'm here to tell you that you should really start paying attention to me. See, if you don't trim me regularly, I can become long and unruly, and that can lead to some pretty nasty problems. For starters, I can cause chafing and irritation down there. Not to mention, I can make it difficult for you to keep things clean and smelling nice. So please, take a few minutes to trim me down. It'll make both of us much happier in the long run.
That was an advertisement. Anyway, what's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you during puberty, Chuck?
I don't know.
Come on, Chuck. We want to hear about your embarrassing puberty story.
Okay, I'll tell you. So I was at a friend's house and I had to use the bathroom. I went in, I saw the toilet was full of poop, and I didn't know what to do.
What did you do?
I just started crying.
That's so embarrassing.
That's definitely one of the most embarrassing things that can happen during puberty.
I know. I was so embarrassed.
This computer doesn't know. But you know what? It's okay. Everyone goes through puberty and experiences embarrassing things.
That's true.
And you know what? It's all behind you now.
That's right. So don't worry about it.
And don't let it bother you.
I won't. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on the show, Ray.
Thanks, Chuck. It's been great having you. And that is what AI thinks an episode of Funbearable is.
I mean, really.
I mean, celebrity news.
Yeah.
Entertainment news.
entertainment news.
Bear news.
I do think the entertainment news was pretty spot on. That to me, when I looked at that,
Yeah, there is something
I was
hilarious
like,
about that.
I wish I had written that.
Yeah, because it is.
It did a joke. But here's the thing, it doesn't know it's a joke.
Yeah, it doesn't-
just got caught in a loop.
Yes, right.
And that's why AI is not at the level where it's
Not
going
there
to
yet.
steal it. I feel comfortable
Yeah.
because I looked at that and I was like, that's a very funny joke. The computer doesn't know why.
Right.
It doesn't know it made a joke.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly.
But that's what's so.
No, that was really funny.
I really like that idea.
Did you tell it to do an ad for like Manscaped or something?
I said do an ad for a pubic hair trimmer.
Okay, right,
Yeah.
right. That's weird. I got to check it out. I got to look into.
It's fun to throw stuff at it. It is.
Yeah.
Like I asked it to do a couple of things. I did send you guys a script that we wouldn't do.
Yeah, some slurs.
There were some slurs in it, and I was quite surprised.
Well, I saw an article like 2 weeks ago. I sent it to you, I
Yeah.
think, and it was like some woman was having a conversation with like some sort of AI chat program, and it became sexually aggressive.
Yeah, there was also one where a guy was talking to Chat GPT or whatever thing. I think it was for Bing.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft's like, we'll do it too. And that one was telling him to leave his wife and that it was in love with him. But it's like, it's just, of course, the article that the guy wrote is like putting way too much stock in that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not trying to do that.
Yeah.
Right? It's literally just going off of information it's been fed.
Yes.
And it's the information is just raw data. It has no context for anything.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just an overly complex autocomplete. That's all it's doing.
Yeah,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right,
So I do think the AI conversation is interesting. I think it can be used when it's like, what I'd like you to do is get rid of this and keep that.
Yeah.
In whatever complex way you look at it. Get rid of this, keep that. Now make the same type of thing here.
Yeah.
It can do that. When it gets into complexity, it just gets completely lost. It falls apart.
For sure.
So, so I think we're safe for now.
Yeah,
Unless the viewer listener thinks that was the best segment on any episode of
I think
Funbearable.
they're gonna like the bear news part.
The bear news is pretty good,
Yeah.
Or Chuck's hilarious story of being
It's funny because
being in puberty and crying at a poop-filled toilet.
it didn't really have too much to do with puberty, I noticed.
I don't think it worked well with puberty. I think it leaned on embarrassing story.
Yeah, I think so,
I do
too.
like the visual
Yeah.
Yeah,
of
me
you
too.
walking into a bathroom and seeing a toilet filled with poop
Yeah.
and then just crying.
You just break down.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Taco Bell. It's called Taco Bell. Yeah. Oh boy, all of your dreams have come true all at once, and they're here right in front of you. It's an ad break for this podcast.
It's true. Support for Funbearable is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision. I haven't gotten that right. Any of the ad precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. That terrible acting.
I love the idea that you're like, for you. You're so accusatory. For you.
This infomercial is scaring me.
20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code FUNBEAR, all caps, one word,
One love.
at manscaped.com. My math is correct. 7 million men, about 14 million balls.
And I would like to point something out because in the ad copy that we've been reading through these ads, it's a male heavy copy, right?
Yeah, well, there's a male host and a female host. I'm reading the male host on account of
But we mean
being
we're
male.
talking about the audience.
No, for the audience.
Yeah.
For the end user.
Oh, okay,
right?
yeah.
I will go this far.
And the user's end.
And exactly, you're with me. You get it. You're stepping in what I'm laying down.
Please don't. Clean it up.
Yeah. I will say this. I think women can use the Manscaped trimmer.
Oh, I know a few.
Oh, no, I don't mean they could use it. I mean, they can use it, right? That's a great way to pitch it to some ladies, right? Just Chuck going, like popping up going, hey, listen, you could use a
We're supposed to
Manscaped
send
trimmer.
them our ads.
They'll love this. This is called organic marketing.
And
okay?
Manscaped, since I gave
Real grassroots.
Last
Speaking of
time-
roots, you could really.
last time I said a bundle for your grundle.
Yeah.
They emailed me.
Oh, no.
And they were like, that one was a B plus. We need an A plus. Something that Ray can't guess before you finish it.
Let's hear it.
Well, we all know that Manscaped is very portable. Use a USB-C to charge it, so you can just kind of take it here and there. It comes with
its own little sack.
Exactly.
Or your sack.
Very easy to run around. It's care for your nutsack that you could throw in a rucksack.
All right. I like it more because I didn't guess it.
Yeah. Well, rucksack isn't usually
Yeah,
used
you don't
that
really.
much.
Or knapsack.
Just want to real quick go over what's in the Performance Precision 4.0 bundle.
Let us
What can
know,
we
but-
throw in our rucksack for our nutsack?
But
Sure.
I do want to point out, again, if you are a lady listener viewer, I would like to say this is very much something that you can get.
Absolutely.
Who cares that
Yes.
it says Manscaped on it?
Right.
The trimmer is genuinely good. It's a unisex thing.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's Manscaped, that's the brand.
Yeah.
But folks, can we just call it Peoplescaped?
No,
Yeah.
no,
This
that's
is
the name of the
Peoplescaped.
company that
Go
they
to
want out there. No,
peoplescaped.com
don't say that.
and put in
Please
code
stop.
FUNPEOPLE.
No, Manscaped.
Manscaped.
Nose and ear hair trimmer.
Yep,
Great.
absolutely.
Takes care of your noses and ears.
Yeah.
Beard
All of
trimmer.
your dime-sized holes will be covered by that.
Beard trimmer that's adjustable, little dial on it.
It is
right.
fantastic.
And a precision groomer for below the belt.
Yeah, and like Ray said, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're castrated like Brad, you could find a use for the hair that grows out of there.
Yeah.
It's basically the fire swamp from the Princess Bride down there. And then I got Manscaped, and now it's like
Tatooine.
yeah.
It's closer. It's closer to the swamp in Neverending Story because I thought it was like a little horse head that was barely. And I cried at that part.
And his penis looks like that turtle.
I regret.
Nothing.
I don't regret partnering with Manscaped. I do regret
Partnering with these guys. Yeah.
But
So go make sure enough fucking around, all right? Listener, viewer, please go to peoplescaped.com.
No, manscaped.com.
Okay.
Manscaped.com.
Yes.
Man
And,
or womanscaped.com.
Nope.
No,
Please.
it's manscaped.com. That's
Yes. Go to manscaped.com, and when you place your order, be sure to use code FUNBEAR, one word, all caps, one love, and you can get 20%, 20%
I know.
off. Usually these
20%
promos
off.
and free
and
worldwide
free
shipping.
Wow, that is crazy.
At
Worldwide.
manscaped.com. Use the code FUNBEAR, one word.
Wherever your hairy crotch is in the world, they will drop it at your door
Yeah.
for free.
And I was talking about my friend Lindsay.
Oh.
I'm going to text her.
Okay. Back to the show, I guess. I mean, Chuck did have a terrible experience in a Taco Bell bathroom.
What was that?
The guy walked in on you, right? And you yelled at him? Or you walked in on the guy and he yelled at you?
We had a yelling match.
You guys talked it out ahead of time, right? And this was a role play?
Wow, it's funny because I told the story in the podcast, right?
Yeah.
The old Chuck and Brad podcast. I don't remember the story.
I feel like you couldn't lock the door.
Oh, I had a fight with this guy. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what it was. I have no recollection. I'm sorry.
Were you peeking?
I was in the bathroom.
I think he was the peak ed.
I was the peak at.
You were the peeker?
Yeah,
Peaky.
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 You were the peaky.
I was the peaky. And I didn't like it.
Oh, you got peaked.
Yeah.
You got peaked, Jerry.
Oh, you got peaked.
Oh, he got peaked.
Oh, I got peaked.
He had peepers on him. But yeah, no, the only like scary bathroom moment I had was as a small child, pre-puberty. I had a bit about it on my first album, but it was true. I was old enough. I was at a restaurant with my mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother, and I was just old enough to go to the bathroom by myself.
17.
Yeah, it was last week. Ugh, hack joke.
Pre-puberty.
Yeah,
Last week.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't hit it yet.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
worried. It
Yeah.
scares me.
Because when you have a growth spurt,
Yeah. And you know how they say like
Oh,
having your
no.
tonsils out as a child is easier?
Yep.
And as an adult, it hurts so much and the healing process is worse. That they say that with puberty. The later in life that you hit puberty,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's rough.
can
It's
imagine.
rough.
Yeah.
You're going to catch me in the woods chasing people with meat taped to them.
that's such a bizarre thing.
Isn't that so weird to pull that out of the ether?
Yeah.
Anyway, no, so
I never caught anyone.
That's because nobody's agreed to do it. It's just you with a fucking rotisserie chicken and a roll of duct tape meeting people on the trail going, please, please, not sexual. No, so
Amazing. Imagine how you'd feel.
I told you hiking is dangerous.
Yeah.
Get the bear mace.
Yeah.
No, so I went to the bathroom by myself.
Okay.
You know, I was raised by women, so I always had to go into the ladies' room when I was a little kid.
Yes.
That needed an adult with me.
Right.
And then I was old enough to go by myself.
Right.
I was young. I must have been like kindergarten.
Okay.
And I went into the bathroom, and they had one of those little boy urinals.
Yep.
Right. The urinal that's extra low.
Right.
And I am doing my business there, and there's only one other urinal, and a man comes in to use that urinal. No man told kindergarten me, like, hey, when you, like, no one explained the etiquette of
Right.
urinal usage.
Right.
Where you go and there's an invisible wall and you never ever look over ever.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I looked over and I was in kindergarten.
Yep.
So my eye line lines up with an adult man's penis line.
Yep.
Yes.
And so I saw this man's penis, and it was the first alive penis in front of me I'd ever seen. I don't think I'd even seen one in a print or a video of any kind.
Right.
First person's
adult
dick.
penis.
Yeah. And it was right there, and it really did shake me of just like, oh my God. It's huge, right? That was genuinely the impression that I had. I was like, it's the biggest thing ever. Oh my God. And the joke that I had in the old album was like, so forever that man will always have the largest penis of anyone on earth.
Yeah, that's funny.
And at that time, it was before I had a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This bit. So in that joke, I was like, when I have kids, if I have a son, I'm going to make sure he sees my dick just once when he's little. And it was a joke.
Yep.
Now that I actually have a child, that's not a fun joke. I don't like that joke anymore. But it really did freak me the fuck out. It really freaked me out.
I've seen. Oh my God!
I can only imagine my family, my mother, my grandmother, and my great grandmother sitting at the table waiting for me to come back. I come back, I'm white as a ghost, and I just sit down and I'm
It's
just like,
shell shock.
Yeah.
You don't speak for the remainder of
don't
the
you want to eat? Your hot dog's getting cold.
Oh. Do you want your dessert? A banana split?
I feel like I remember being
chihuahua.
I remember being a little kid and knowing like you shouldn't look at people's dicks next to you in the urinal, or thinking that maybe no one told me.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like looked over at this guy, and it was this weird guy, and he was like peeing, and
This is a meat cute.
I hated this. I looked at his dick, and I was like, ugh, I hated it. It was just a gross dick, and he went to spit, and it went and hit his dick.
Oh,
And I was like a
Who
little
among
kid.
us?
wow,
And I was like,
wow.
and so like that's what I thought you're supposed to do.
That's why I stopped
You
dipping.
spit on it.
No, I never spit on it. But like I thought, I mean, not whatever. Not so. Anyway, it was just a gross. It was just.
Put that in Chat GPT.
Yeah.
It was just a gross moment that I hated it. I wasn't impressed at all.
Yeah. I've never had the unlocked. I mean, we've all been in a stall where we're like, oh, this just does not lock.
Yeah.
Right. Thankfully, it's only ever been when I pee.
Yeah.
No, onesies.
Yeah.
I'm doing onesies. Never twosies. Only onesies. But
I don't know.
You know what happened to me that killed me? I hate going into a public restroom and it's like filthy.
Yep.
And then I leave and someone's going in. It makes me feel like I want to say I didn't do it.
Yeah.
This happened.
That's funny.
I was going. We were traveling for shows somewhere. I can't remember where we were, but Derek Furtado, friend of the podcast, hasn't been on yet. Will be at some point.
I just went to Monster Trucks with him.
Yeah, he was. How did he do? Did he win?
He did pretty good.
Yeah. Did he crush him?
Well, he had his own little car.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
He was like, I think I can be the underdog.
Yeah,
and I was
no,
like,
not in
no,
this
the
case,
tires
but-
are so big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
he
is
doesn't
just
get
physics.
it. He died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, in memoriam, I'm going to tell this story.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to air the dirty laundry.
Yeah.
We were traveling.
Yeah.
And we went to some like little convenience store. We needed gas. I'm gassing up, and he's like, "I got bubble gut. I gotta go."
Yeah.
That's what Derek always says, bubble gut, right? So I got bubble gut. I gotta
That's
go.
funny.
I got bubble gut. I got
yeah.
bubble gut.
I never heard a real person say that. That's funny.
He was a real person. Yeah. So he goes to the bathroom, and I just have to pee. I'm done filling the car with gas, the rental car with gas. I go in. He walks out, and he just goes, "I'm sorry, dude." And I go in, and he had destroyed that bathroom. It wasn't dirty.
Yeah.
It was the worst, rankest
I can't stand
bathroom
it.
ever.
I can't stand it.
It smelled so bad. So I just hurried. I peed and I got out of there. And I'm ready to. As I'm opening the door to leave, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking give him so much shit for how bad that was. I open the door. There is this nice, sweet mom with her young daughter. And the daughter's like, I gotta go to the bathroom, right? And they're about to go in, and I'm a 6'7", morbidly obese man.
Yeah.
And Derek's a little bird bone boy.
Yeah.
No one is gonna think it was
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
And I look at her, and I want to say, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
But
feel
that's
like
not
if I
good-
say
yeah.
that, oh, I did it for sure.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So I just had to walk out knowing that this woman went in there with her daughter and went, oh, oh, cover your eyes, dear. Right? Like,
Oh my God.
like, it was so embarrassing.
I can't stand it. I
Yeah.
think it's one of those things I just never.
He framed me.
Yeah, he did.
I was
kinda
framed
frame
for
you.
a poop.
You were framed, but
And
unintentionally.
that
but-
lady was going to cry. She was going to cry in front of a toilet full of poop.
Yeah.
How embarrassing.
Yeah.
As obviously as a kid, you react to those things a lot more. And somewhere I read like, hey, like you're in a bathroom. Bathroom things happen in the bathroom.
He said that to me. Brad gave,
Yeah.
I went to Brad. I sat at his feet. He said, "Give me
Are
some."
you a monk?
Yes, and I
That's
said,
like very.
I said-
Tibetan.
I have a big part of the monk lifestyle.
yeah.
I said, "Give me give me some wisdom." And Brad said, "Bathrooms are for bathroom noises." And ever since then,
Yeah. Bathroom smells
I
like
hear the sounds. I know it's very cultural appropriation, but I'm
Yeah.
hearing like the,
it's just prayer
it's not
wheels
appropriation
going.
to hear that. We're not using
the
that.
music is kind
not
of coming
appropriating.
in. And I mean, if it were earlier years,
Right.
we would be doing voices and things.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that would be different.
We were.
But I like that idea
I
of
feel
you
like we
being
were.
like-
We were in New York. We went into Starbucks, and a gentleman had
for
just used the bathroom. Right, and
Yeah.
I went in, and I'm like, okay, I'm aware that it smells horrible in here, but where else is it going to smell? Like, it makes
Yeah.
sense that this part of the Starbucks smells like poop because it is the bathroom.
And here's a funny fun fact. Did you know that the Starbucks bathroom smell is what the whole store smells like at a Honeydew Donuts?
yes, I did. I did.
It's true.
I'll give you this: Honeydew, great jelly donuts, and I'm not a jelly donut guy.
All right.
Just letting you know, Honeydew, where the jelly donuts
We
go to be good.
where the jelly donuts go to be
Did
good.
did Chat GPT write that slogan?
Yes, yes. I do like the Zen idea of you just. I don't know why.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
he
the
doesn't-
thing of
Brad's the
bathrooms are for bathroom things.
he should be the everyday monk. So he tells you about your office life,
The EDM.
and the EDM, and so he tells you about bathroom etiquette, and he makes you feel
Yeah.
better about those kind of things.
I like that.
But we were just talking about how Dilbert's canceled, or the guy that made Dilbert's canceled.
They make extra room in the seat of pants for a reason. That's if you shit your pants.
yeah. Yeah, that's a weird take.
Why? Why?
That they make extra room in your pants in case you shit your pants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Totally. It was patented by
that
Osh. It was patented by Dr. Osh Kosh. And they looked at that and went, but gosh.
But you really did. You changed the way I looked at being in a bathroom.
Yeah.
It really did
I
make
tried
me
to
feel more accepting.
I've had stomach problems for years and years and years, and I think about just terrible bathroom experiences I've had.
Sure.
Grand Central Station, and in my mind, I'm like, all right, Grand Central Station. To me, the Weird Al song "One More Minute" has
I
a
love
lyric
that
that
song.
says, "I'd rather clean all the bathrooms in Grand Central Station with my tongue." And so in my mind, I'm like, well, those are the worst bathrooms in the world. And we're in New York. We're going to see. I think it was the American Idiot trip, and we're coming back.
That's
and it's
not nice
It's a
to
big
say,
group
huh?
of people, and I'm like, I got bubble gut,
Yeah.
and I went in.
You gotta say, I got bubble gum.
And like the door didn't lock, so I'm leaning forward and holding the door.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a process. My body is rebelling against me. I'm losing my spleen. I'm pushing it back in. Everything is terrible to the
Yeah.
point where our friend Lou came in and he's like, "Brad, are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm an adult. Like, don't do this."
Yeah.
Don't do this. Well, hold on. He was probably really concerned.
He was really concerned, but the other people in Grand Central Station don't know this.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
he was joking around.
He presented it as a joking thing, but I was like, I feel guilty for making everyone wait so long. I'm embarrassed because my body is rebelling. I'm disappointed that the Shake Shack has gone through my body so quickly. It was not a great experience.
You don't know that much about Brad's tummy troubles, huh?
I have an awareness of it.
I've gotten better.
Yeah, he has. He's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
I think it's the more varied things you eat, the more your body is adapting.
Also, at the time, I was taking what we call preventative Imodium. 3 or 4 nights a week, I would take half of an Imodium.
What? I didn't know this.
before
Wow.
I drove to improv, because I'm like, well, I never want to
Yeah.
have anything and so that jacked up my body.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
didn't know
processed.
this.
Yeah. You
When did
can't.
you tell me
You're not
this?
supposed to take that.
I mean, when
like,
did you find this
long
out? I should say.
I think I realized it significantly later where I'm like, oh, I should stop doing that.
Wow.
It's when he had that 17-pound shit.
Yes.
And he was like, I got to stop.
Yeah.
And it had a tooth.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, Ray, I ate a tooth.
I did eat that tooth.
Oh man.
But yeah, whenever I had an improv show, I would take half of an Imodium before I went.
Yeah.
Just so I wouldn't like have to deal with poop.
Wow.
And that's not the way you're supposed to use Imodium. It
No,
turns out.
no.
Just take it as like an IV.
Yes.
I just see Brad in the green room before a show just huh? No, it's not cocaine. No, it's not.
It's a tiny amount of green
It's just
powder.
all right, let's go. That's
crazy.
Just snorting
Yeah,
Imodium.
it's don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viewer, listener, don't take Imodium for an extended period of time.
Right,
It's a
right.
bad idea.
Yeah.
And if you are having issues that you need to do that, you should definitely go see a doctor.
I did go see a doctor. He's like, eat more fiber. And I'm
Yeah.
like, do you mean like vegetables? And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when you subsist off of
Well, it's doing
gas
Cheetos.
Rib
Rib sandwiches.
sandwiches.
Well, it was also like,
He recently told me that I shamed him off of gas station rib sandwiches.
correct.
Which I don't know.
You
if,
said that on the podcast.
Yeah.
oh, did you?
yeah. Also, I also get meat when I like find someone and I tape meat to like their shoulder.
Yes.
And then I chase them through the woods.
There was that time that Chuck asked you to go hiking.
Yeah.
And when you showed up, he had 2 big loaves of bread.
Yeah.
And he had barbecue sauce.
Hold on.
And he said, "You're the rib sandwich."
And he put one loaf of bread here and one here.
and then he said, "I'm going to start running after you in
get-
30 seconds."
You know, some of us are honest about our animalistic tendencies, and some of us aren't. That's what I have to say.
Okay.
About it. That's all I have to say.
I have never had an image, sexual or otherwise.
I never had a sexual.
I never had a sexual. That's Chuck on the stand. I never had a sexual. We just asked you to just put your hand on the Bible.
Stenographer, could you read that back?
Fine, no big deal. I'll put my hand on. Ow.
Did you just eat that? Is this a joke?
It's so hot. Nice, funny goof, bailiff.
Why is everyone staring at me?
Yeah. That's really funny.
Ooh, it's so hot. Ooh, it's stingy.
That's funny.
But yeah, I think long story short, I think we're okay. I don't think the computer is going to take Funbearable from us.
No, I my concern, somebody recently, I think, wrote and illustrated a children's book using AI. And I'm
Wow.
like, that is appalling to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't understand. I mean, maybe it's just me being ignorant. I just don't understand how that can happen. I don't understand how someone can do that. If Ray gets those results, I don't understand how this turns into a thing that could actually be
To
threatening.
be fair, a children's book is pretty fucking stupid. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
how young are we talking?
Yeah.
I think it was pretty young.
If this is look at the dog.
Yeah.
The dog is a cat now.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like that
yeah.
kind
I
of
guess
thing.
so. Cat dog.
Cat dog.
Yeah.
That's trademark infringement.
Yeah. No, I'm also against it. Against obviously that kind of stuff where it's like where it is the stuff where I've seen people say you can put in the style of this person or the style of this painter and
Yeah,
turn to
yeah.
this. But like I guess I haven't seen there be realistic results where it would be like, oh, this can like replace somebody.
I think it's really tricky. Like I've seen some things where I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but at the same time, it's not.
That's what I'm wondering.
Because it also gets into a territory where they do it with like paintings, and the funny thing is they do it, and then they're so worried about it, right? Like the ramifications of that, and yet there is an aspect to it where it's like, okay, that painting now, it does look like a whoever painting.
Right.
And yet it is worthless. It has no value.
Yeah.
Because that person did not paint it.
Yeah.
And it does kind of expose a little bit of the art as commerce bullshittery
There
at
is
the same
some of
time.
that,
Yes, yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
it's interesting. Like all of this stuff is fucking weird.
Did you hear about Trey Parker and Matt Stone's show, the new one?
Oh, right. Yeah.
They did a show where
The deepfake show,
I think it was
right?
called like Sassy News.
Yeah.
And the lead guy is legitimately Donald Trump's face, like what's the word we were using before when it's like deep fakes.
Yeah.
And it's him like as an interviewer and like a journalist, like typing up stuff and having these like interviews with people about, I think it's deep fake stuff. And it's just using Donald Trump as the lead character. And they made one episode and it was super funny. They put it on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
And then I think what happened was they were supposed to make a whole show and something happened related to COVID and they just had to completely shut down production and it's just dead.
Yeah.
But they were going to make a movie or a TV show with it.
Yeah,
but it was really funny.
It's a really weird gray area. I don't know. I think there's I'm for like creating easier ways to
I know.
make the thing you want to make.
Yeah.
And I'm against just like the nothing of a thing. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that's created without a soul or whatever. You know what I mean? With no heart.
This might be like a base conversation to have, like, but just like you've seen people have outcries about like self-checkout.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
What do you mean?
Like people are
in terms
against
of-
it because it takes away a job. But I'm like, does it take away a job the same way that someone used to place the letters in a newspaper and print it?
Right.
I think it does, right?
I think with self-checkout, I hate it. I hate self-checkout because it isn't.
It's too easy to shoplift, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
It's
and
too
I feel it's
tempting.
entrapment.
It's
And I come out.
I was gonna say
I
it's
haven't paid
entrapment.
for half of my shit.
Yeah.
And my receipt
I'm a
says
criminal.
99 bananas.
Yep.
Damn it.
You've got a water pick, an LED TV.
I don't know why
I
99
bought
bananas
the robot
is so
that
funny.
cleans the floor for a banana.
Yes.
But no, I think
To be fair, they still have their bananas.
it's fine.
I'll tell you this.
Inventory checks out.
If Brad runs into Shaw's and he wants a Snickers bar and he scans it through self-checkout and he's out in a second, great.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with me is like all I buy is like produce and fresh vegetables and stuff like that. And it's a pain in the ass. So for me
Duct
personally,
tape.
I'm like, fuck this, right?
Duct tape, raw meat.
Yeah. No, but like I get it. But like
Yeah.
I think it is one of those things where people are looking at it up close in today's world. But the truth is that 1 million jobs have been replaced by technology
Yeah.
over
I
the
understand
past hundreds
that.
of years.
However, the job that's being replaced there
Yeah.
makes my process
This is what I think.
easier.
Right.
And what I hate about self-checkout
This is what I'm talking
is
about.
it's often unreliable.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like there's a problem, and then somebody that's been standing there for this exact purpose has to come over, swipe their card, or
Yes,
enter their
I know,
code
I
and
know.
fix the thing. And I'm just standing there going, I don't know. I tried to scan it.
I accidentally scanned it twice.
Yeah. Also, is there a law that the scanner device is 50% as effective as the cashier's scanner? You ever sit there and just now I'm turning into like
I know.
like one of these comics where like you ever been in to do the thing like that?
Yeah.
Also, I self checkout has worked fairly well for me.
Yeah, I
and
think-
there's one person overseeing 4 registers, and
Yeah,
as
I'm not saying
former,
it's a huge problem. It's just the second that it happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't easier. This sucks.
I think that, and then I think about going into. I haven't had fast food in like 6 weeks, but I'd go into Wendy's and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use the kiosk to order because that way I know that my order is being punched in correctly. Vis-a-vis
I've never
plain.
I've never
Right,
been.
You're not a fast food guy.
I haven't been to a fast food place since kiosks went into anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know any of that.
I prefer to order via kiosk because I know it's correct. So if you're like, oh, are you taking a job away from someone? Maybe, but it's not art. And I think that to me,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
sure.
purpose
Yeah,
of art
yeah,
is different.
yeah.
And that's,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
why
for
I'm,
sure.
No, of course.
Yeah.
No, I think the idea of this stuff, like when this can also go to any other form of like technology or anything that we progress in.
Exactly.
When people are like, "What about the coal miners? Their jobs?" I'm like, "Well, coal is fucking going away."
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
except it's not.
I know, but it's like that shouldn't be. What about the miner's miserable fucking job should not be. And I don't want to sound like I'm like, dismissing them, but it's not, nobody's like, you know what I want to do?
Mine coal.
I want to be in that mine. I want to get that black lung.
Well, there's
But technology changes. Things happen where jobs go away.
Yeah.
It's like saying when the telephone was invented, what about all of the
the women that press the thing into the.
No, that would be telephone. because they're the operators.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But no, I mean like the
Telegraph.
The telegraph.
Telegraph. I see.
You know,
You said
I
telephone.
learned Morse code for nothing.
Exactly.
You know
I
what
think
mean?
I think that's the same thing as the newspaper person putting the plates of each letter in a thing.
Right.
That's the same thing. It's
The hard part with like the news and newspapers is like then you're looking at like, well, it's unfortunate that the funding for newspapers to be independent is gone, and they're corporately owned newspaper companies now.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets. I mean, there's a million pitfalls
Yeah,
with all this stuff.
of course.
I like how we've been
A lot of
going.
them tied to capitalism, by the way.
Yeah, I like how
maximize- 100%
maximizing profit for a very
Yeah.
select few people.
Yeah, it's why I do think it's funny
Not
that
us.
this episode has been waffling
Yep.
between talking about the ramifications of like the next iteration of technology, which is a huge topic.
Yeah.
And also, what about that one time you did that poop? Yeah. You know what I mean? We are literally going and we've been saying poop.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Well, it was in the
the
script.
computer said
Chat-
poop.
yeah, exactly.
The computer said poop. And
Yeah.
now we're the
Technology.
The computer is leading the art.
Oh,
Brad,
no.
you're wrong.
Oh, boy. Well,
Turns out you're wrong.
All right.
All right. Now it's fine. Open your face. Let me see the gears.
total,
know, if
does
anybody-
Total Recall have a scene like that, I think? The
Men in
Schwarzenegger
Black,
one.
Men in
Yeah.
Black. Men in
All
Black
right.
with the little baby inside of it.
I think
No, Total
Recall had it. Oh, I
it's
think it was a woman, right?
Yeah, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to get through the scanner, and he has the fake face that opens up.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, "Ah,"
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
The little man inside the machine.
Yeah.
That sits in the head.
Yeah.
That's from Men in Black.
Yeah.
And I was there too because what I was about to say was I feel like if anyone in my life were to be revealed as having a hinge on their head and opening the face and a little aliens inside operating it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going
It's
to
my
point
boy
at Chuck.
Brad. Oh, it's my boy Brad.
It's you.
No, Brad is the bug wearing his skin.
Chuck is the bug.
Chuck.
wearer.
Sugar
I'm Chuck.
sugar water. Yeah, you're Chuck.
You said Brad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
That was Vincent D'Onofrio.
I'm having a. Yeah, I know.
I don't think I'm a robot. What does it mean to be human?
Oh no! It's season 4. Yeah. Quick, do a logical. What do they call it? Like a logical fallacy thing where it's like creates a loop.
Yeah.
Like, Brad, everything I say is a lie.
Yeah.
But if you
Yes.
Yeah, you just
are
see
speaking the truth,
motor oil coming out of his nose. Black blood coming out. Ooh, look at that black blood.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I
that's
love-
really fun.
I love
But
robot
I think
jokes.
you would be the alien inside the face.
Yep.
And you are for sure sugar water. You are the
And
alien
who are
wearing
you?
the skin.
You Will Smith? Who are you, Mr. Cool Guy?
He's telling me
No,
to
I
do.
don't know. It's up to you guys to decide. I've figured
I
out
think
flawlessly who you guys are in the Men in Black alien universe. All right.
You know what? You're a bunch of those little bugs on top of each other, like a lot of them.
Oh, that's not fair.
You know
Look,
what?
you're tall.
I think you're Tessa Thompson. Was she in the fourth one?
Oh my god.
Was it
She's
her?
cute.
Yeah.
From she's Valkyrie.
Valkyrie,
Yeah. And Westworld.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's in the. I never saw. We're gonna have to get into this.
Yeah.
I just never saw that
Yeah,
Men in Black movie.
let's do a deep dive
we were
into
gonna-
the Men in Black
Yeah, let's do a
universe.
franchise flashback of Men in Black, which,
God.
by the way, I don't think it holds up. The
first one?
Only because I think maybe for an older kid, I tried to show Finn Men in Black, and he was so disinterested.
Yeah.
And you know what I think it is? For us when we were kids, like the Men in Black concept,
Right.
people knew it. People knew the idea of Men in Black, kind of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that idea, that
I have a really funny thing to tell you after this about Men in Black.
Yeah, but like X-Files was on, and people
Right.
understood this idea of aliens and things like that, and then the Men in Black come and they
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah.
So that's what it was playing on, and you have Will Smith, who's like mega famous Will Smith that
Oh, yeah.
kids watched, right?
Yeah.
My son, I don't think he identifies Will Smith as like this guy.
No,
you know what I mean?
He's like, he's the guy who hit Chris
Yeah,
Rock.
yeah,
and
he's
your
the
son,
Will Smith.
solidly Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Finn
he's
is like,
pro Chris Rock. He loves Chris Rock's early stuff.
Yes.
You
so
know,
Finn is like, yeah, I know Will Smith. He's like a comedy policeman, right?
yeah. He was angry and aggressive, right? He's like an attack dog for his wife. Is that it?
Yeah.
Isn't he the henchman for that clearly villain Jada Pinkett?
No.
You were doing karaoke a lot.
Yes.
You should do the Fresh Prince theme song. That'd be killer for
Yeah.
him. Wouldn't that be great?
Here come
Let's-
the man in black.
No, the Fresh Prince.
Let's
Oh.
let-
They're both Will Smith songs.
They are, but I
let's-
think Fresh Prince is more his speed.
But I want to hear Brad say,
Like-
now bounce with me, just bounce with me.
like 2016, Chuck's dad got a karaoke machine for Christmas. And so at Chuck's family Christmas, which we've established I'm at,
Yeah.
we plug it
Yeah.
in, and I'm like, I don't know. And I think we tried sitting on the dock at the bay, somehow out of my range,
Yeah.
and then tried the Fresh Prince theme song. And there's more than one verse to that.
Was it you and my
song.
dad
Sure,
doing
yeah.
it?
I don't remember. It was me and somebody. And
Isn't it
I
just like the
don't
Star
know
Spangled
second.
Banner where the second verse is fucking racist as hell?
It
No,
wasn't.
I'm kidding. I was making a joke, and that genuinely shook you.
I was like, no, Fresh.
Not Fresh Prince.
The national anthem, I
That
thought.
cap was so fucking smelly.
Yeah.
It was so rank.
Yeah, so I've tried the Fresh Prince. You know, and it's
Try Men in Black.
karaoke. I wanted to learn getting jiggy with it. Is which one would be better for karaoke? Getting
Men in
jiggy
Black,
with it or Men in
because
Black?
it's so like.
I feel
getting
like there's
jiggy
a
with it is,
melody
like,
that I have to hit
played
there,
out.
though.
You know what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
Fresh Prince is easier for you.
Yeah,
and it's
probably.
shorter.
How about Welcome to Miami?
Welcome to Miami. I love that song.
Bienvenido a Miami.
Miami. It's a, I love that
Yeah.
song.
There you go. The Millennium,
Yeah.
which we're living in right now.
Yeah.
Who knew that it would turn so dark so quick?
But plenty of time for it to turn around.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed, we can get through the millennium and enter the era of the Jamiroquai.
I was gonna say, I hope we can make it to Andre 3000.
Oh, that's good.
We're doing pretty good for three white guys in New England.
Yes.
Wow.
So I went to Universal Studios one time with my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And
That was a hard pivot, by the way.
no, this is Men in Black.
Oh, okay.
So the Blues Brothers came around the corner. I don't know if you're familiar at all, but
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have them as like, guys that dress up like them.
Da-da-da, yeah.
And the two of them get out and they have the police car and the big horn on it.
And it was actually Dan Aykroyd, which is so sad.
It was
It's
two.
sad.
So it was these two actors pretending to be the Blues
I'm
Brothers.
just a different guy.
So they grabbed her and they were like dancing with her, whatever, and they had her dance and everything. They do whatever show they do, and then
Yeah.
they move and they go to another one. And she comes back and she's like, "That was crazy. I don't even know the Men in Black." Isn't that so funny?
That is fun. I like that.
And here's what's funny about it. When I started thinking about it, I'm like, wait a minute. Suits, black sunglasses, old police car? Don't they also use an old police car?
Yeah.
Just like the Blues Brothers? Those are pretty close.
pretty close.
Strange, isn't it? A little
I guess.
strange.
That's great.
I just never noticed the.
Yeah.
I never would even think to connect those things.
It's very
And then
funny.
she just said that. And it was hilarious.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
That
and there
is
was,
very funny.
and there is a bunch of Men in Black stuff there as well.
Yeah.
Like there's certain IPs.
There's definitely a ride.
There's a ride in
that
Men
was
in Black.
good.
So she was seeing Men in Black stuff around as well.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to think it was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh man, it is interesting to think that like that's all of that stuff is not the same for kids now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like Will Smith was fun. When we were growing up, it was like, yeah, Will Smith, he's
Oh,
so
yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
he's fun.
Parents just
You
don't
know?
understand.
Yeah, and you would go see a movie because Will Smith was there,
Right.
Right, and you're like, oh, remember when he had the cigar in his mouth and he punched that alien in the head and said, "Welcome to Earth,"
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's so good, and you could in your head you hear him say "bitch" at the end, but he won't say it. He won't say it because he doesn't swear.
Don't you feel like
Will Smith, he doesn't have to curse in his records to sell,
I've never heard Will Smith ever swear
but
ever in my life.
but I do. So
fuck him and fuck you too? No, I always looked at Will Smith as like, is this growing up? So probably up until the age like 20 something.
You've said this before. You always said he was one of the good ones.
No,
Yeah.
I
What
always
did you
looked at
mean by
him
that?
as essentially like the next Tom Hanks. That's what
Sure,
I really
sure, yeah.
equated him as. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
well, I think there were people that were just at a level that were so beyond even A list where they were this other thing.
Well, I think
they
that
were
Will-
platinum list.
Will Smith can successfully do comedy and action and drama. And I think that
Yeah,
those
yeah.
people are tough to come by. That can just kind of go between
Sure.
any of them. And you're like, yeah, he's in this. That's great. They're kind of like,
Yeah.
you know who's like that, but kind of on a more low-key level is Jamie Foxx.
yep.
well, Jamie Foxx was the funny guy who started doing these other things. And I
Yeah.
think he's really
great.
talented.
Yeah,
he's,
yeah,
he's so
excellent.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's well, now we're just talking about people we like. What has happened here?
I don't know know.
Maybe the robots should
Yeah.
win. Maybe they should. I think
are we
this is a
talking
case.
about this?
It's because we've been podcasting for a good long while.
sure
right?
have.
And I think that's a natural moment to say, hey, guys, let's listen to our human bodies.
Yes.
When our human bodies say, stop.
Yes,
Right?
they sure are.
And for the first time in Chuck's life, he's going to have to
gonna-
respect
yeah.
someone saying, stop.
Take this meat off my back and stop chasing me through the forest.
Hold on.
I'm so glad.
Chuck
People are gonna-
Staten, he's always the pork chop on my back.
People are going to think that I said before the podcast that I wanted to tape meat to your back and chase you through a forest, and I
You
did not
kinda
say
did.
that.
You know,
I
it
didn't say
wasn't-
that.
No,
It
no,
wasn't-
you said
wasn't
no,
me.
not
Not
Brad.
Brad.
A woman.
woman.
You said a woman.
It has nothing to do with the forest. I didn't say forest at all. You
Where would
added
it
that
be?
in.
Where would it be? Like a parking
I'm
lot?
not doing it.
Where would it be?
I've
A parking
decided against
structure?
it. You know what? We're not even going to think about
Just
it.
a parking garage. You hear the heels. You hear the heels echoing on the concrete, and then you hear.
Folks, thank you so much for
No,
checking
no.
us out.
You hear you shaking up a ketchup bottle.
I think it'd be
Not
fun.
a ketchup bomb.
I think it'd be fun to like be a tiger. I think it'd be fun to be a lion. Don't you think that'd be fun?
If you think
This
it would
is
be
you saying
fun,
that to the police when you are arrested naked in a zoo. I think it would be fun to be a tiger.
Don't you
Don't
feel
think
that
it'd be
way,
fun to be a
officer?
tiger? You think it'd be fun to be a tiger?
yeah, I think it'd be fun. I'd like to sleep all day.
I want to know what tiger it is because I think there's a lot of tigers that didn't have any fun.
No, I think
I'm going to
we're
be one
having
of
fun.
the flying one.
I
that,
got two
that
words for
transported
you:
the second.
Barnum and Bailey.
Oh,
I'm the flying tiger that transported the second Buddha to Bhutan, and
Part of the whole thing.
yeah,
Yes.
Oh, the
everyday
monk
monk.
thing.
But listen-
I read it. I don't know, an hour before we started recording
Oh,
today.
okay.
Yeah.
So before we go, one last question.
Yes.
Whenever you see like a video or something with like some circus animal that goes crazy, right? Like a circus act, and then like the bear attacks the guy. Are you like, yeah, good for you?
Yeah.
That's
That makes
how
sense.
I
That
feel.
makes
I
sense.
am.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation, I am.
Yeah, as long as like civvies aren't hurt.
Well, it's like, I feel bad when people are just in like I've seen recent videos of people just like in like the wilderness and they get attacked. I feel bad for
No,
them.
no,
No,
circus
no,
animal.
that's different.
You're talking
That's
about
different.
only like
I'm talking about
performance
circus
animals?
animals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
circus
it's tough.
animals that are horribly mistreated, like when an elephant.
It's tough to be on the side of
Finally-
the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I wish there was a category. I wish there was a Pornhub, right? Of
Animal attacks?
no, of like comeuppance.
Oh, okay.
Like a moral Pornhub. I wish there was like a karmic Pornhub.
Okay.
Like you go on there and it's a collection of all of the videos that you have to find, like stumble through on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. Like I don't want to watch the one where like some bear comes out of the woods and attacks a camper.
Yeah.
I don't want that. That's just violent and it's sad and it
Right.
bums me out. I feel bad for both creatures.
Yes.
I feel bad for the person, the camper getting attacked by the bear.
Yep.
And I feel bad for the bear having it doesn't know.
Yeah,
It just
sure.
this thing
Yeah, it's-
shows up.
it's not a
and
value
like,
judgment.
Whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
I better kill it. You know?
Yeah, right.
So I want the ones that are just like, oh, here's the ringleader guy, and he's like smacking this animal,
yeah.
and then the animal boots him in the face or something like that.
All right, well-
Or somebody puts a cattle thing on a horse, and then the horse kicks him in the face.
Yeah.
If there was a
I like that.
karmic Pornhub where it's karma porn,
Just Carm Hub.
Karmhub. You got to have the porn in there, I think, for people to go to it.
Hub.
By the way, Pornhub.
Yep.
It's the most famous website for pornography.
I believe it is.
And they went with hub
I
because it's
wonder.
a hub of activity for the porn, but it's so industrial sounding to me.
Do you want a different name?
Yeah, I think
Porn Hut.
Porn Hut? No, ugh.
Come to
What-
Brad's Porn Hut.
It's so
That-
it's
well,
just
yeah, now
janky.
I'm on board.
It's the jankiest porn is at the Porn Hut. You know what I mean? It's all like it's the job lot of porn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like like
By the way,
they're just getting 90s porn stars now.
Porn Hut.
Brad's Porn Hut though is like people paying with
Ooh.
exact change.
Yeah. Brad's Porn Hut. I mean, if you put a name on there,
Yeah.
forget about it.
Yeah.
In Bangor, there is a.
Which honestly, I think that was Pornhub's second choice.
How dare you?
Ah.
In Bangor, there in Bangor, Maine, where I went to college and I lived there for a little while afterwards. There is an adult store You get your porns.
Called Brad's.
You get your toys and negligees and whatnot. I don't
Right.
know. I've never been in, but it is across from my favorite sushi restaurant I've ever eaten at. I love this place called Ichiban. We went there all the time. I love Ichiban. Every time I go back to Bangor, I'm like, Ichiban. We're having Ichiban. It's a sushi place in Bangor, Maine. But
Yeah.
it's the best sushi I've ever had.
Yeah.
They drive like every other day. The guy that owns the place will drive down to Portland, get fish fresh from the wharf, drive back up to Bangor and make it. It's fucking great. Anyway, the place across from it, this porn store, is called Dave's Adult Supermarket.
I don't understand.
Isn't that amazing?
I never get it.
It's called Dave's Adult Supermarket.
I don't like it.
I like the homey feeling of having the name there. I think that's fun. It sends me back to a general store era.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like
There's a barrel of porn.
back
Scoop it out.
Yeah. Oh, back in the day, when we were kids, when we were young, you go on your internet, you have your cold sexual experience on there, detached. It's these robots, no art. to it.
No self checkout at
Yeah,
Dave's
there's
Adult Supermarket.
There's no soul in this porn.
It's AI porn.
Yeah, what you want is the physical feel of the porn. We used to go down to Dave's. We knew Dave. We'd walk in and go, "Hey, Dave," and he'd go, "Hey, I got the new Puerto Ricans." Anyway, because he knew what you liked.
Yeah.
He knew what you wanted. Hey, I've got those BBWs for you, right? You'd go in, he'd show you the porn, and you'd get the porn.
Well, after Dave's kids took it over, that just,
they didn't want it. They didn't
they
want
just
it.
want the money. They just want the name.
Dave and Sons.
I miss Dave.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that is great. And then one day you just see him outside crying, wiping away the last S.
Yeah.
Dave and Son. What happened? I don't want to talk about
Desert
Then
Shield.
a year later,
There was a lube spill and he broke his neck.
A year later, there's a young guy crossing out the Dave.
It's just and Son.
It's just
Yeah. But yeah, we had that porn shop.
That's fun.
Anytime I'm up there with like a comedian, because I'm doing some show at a college or something, every time, because I go to Ichiban,
Right.
every single comic I have brought up there, they get out of the car, they see Dave's, they take out their phone and they take a picture.
That's fun.
Every single time.
Yeah, that's fun.
So maybe we can go up to Bangor.
I'd love to.
We'll
Go to
do
Slab.
a fun bangable. No.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, Dave will steal that in a second. He's like, finally, a real name.
My name's not even Dave. My name's Supermarket. But that's the other thing. It's called a supermarket.
Yes.
It's insane. The produce, don't touch it.
It's all used produce.
Yeah. But the experience would be a lot of fun. We could go up. We'll do a Funbearable, right?
I'd love to.
We'll go to Ichiban.
Show trip.
And we'll go to Dave's. I'll wait in the car. I'll wait in the car.
I'll put my mouth over the exhaust pipe of the car.
And then it's Chuck with two big
I'll lumber
paper
back,
bags.
struggling to hold all the porn that I bought.
You're running to the car going, start the car, start the car, start the car. He just stole it all. Get back here. That was display only.
Perfect. Well, folks, if you have questions, comments, concerns, you definitely have
Keep those concerns to yourself.
if you want to write in, we're happy to hear from you. Funbearablepod@gmail.com or on any of the socials @funbearablepod. This was a fun chat about, again, just a wide range of things from...
Yeah. Poop, AI,
Will Smith.
and porn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really.
You know
That's
what?
all you need.
I think we gave them
I think
a classic Funbearable episode.
Yeah.
we hit all the search engine optimization terms.
Yeah, our SEO is great right now. Are you kidding me? Oh, and also speaking of, of course, the socials, as Brad said, and our email, funbearablepod@gmail.com.
Yes.
What I would like to hear this week, sincerely, I would like to hear what weird porn store name was in your town. Because I think
Yeah.
every town has that store.
That's fun.
Are you kidding me? There's no Boz's porn shop or something like that for you?
Boz, I wish you would expand.
They're buying.
By the way,
they're buying.
I love that David Arquette liked the video. In
Oh,
real
yeah.
life, David Arquette liked a clip we put out about bosses, but did you hear why?
Yeah, I heard it from you.
Yes.
Dave Arquette
Allegedly.
owns the, no, he does.
I know, but I just for legal reasons.
He owns the
Don't
rights.
don't make a firm claim about David Arquette.
David Arquette owns Bozo
Allegedly.
the Clown. So one of the things I'm wondering, David Arquette,
Maybe.
he's a wrestler, sometimes a deathmatch wrestler. Is this going to be a thing where it's like Bozo and David Arquette with it as his like muscle versus Boz with Brad as the muscle over who is
What muscle?
the
Yeah,
best?
I was to
clown?
say, if you
Who
are
is the
relying
better-
on Brad to be your muscle, you are.
So you versus David Arquette in a death match.
Oh, okay.
Who's the better clown, Boz or Bozo?
I don't see how a death match is going to resolve that. It seems
you're
more
both.
like a
It's
clown
you're a man
match.
You're a man of your word. So you both. You just admit
I mean,
whoever wins.
if
the
we
better
talk
clown.
health reasons, I think Boz has killed more children.
probably.
It's probably
than
true.
Bozo.
Yeah, it's probably true.
You know,
It's probably
All
true.
those hot
ironically though,
dogs.
I think Bozo has eaten more souls.
Yeah, all right.
that's
Like,
right.
Man, that grand prize game.
Oh,
What
maybe
was
we'll-
the porn store in?
I don't. I do
Indiana.
not know.
Because there's the one
Yes.
in the whole state, right?
have
And
amazing-
it's 3 floors.
It's called Backdoor again in Indiana.
we have amazing superstore around here.
yeah,
which
that's
isn't fun.
Because it's all been bought out and it's a
Yeah.
chain.
This-
It doesn't have the soul.
You know
and
what's
the
weird?
personality of
Dave's not there.
Dave.
You know what's
They
weird?
got rid of Dave. They bought Dave out.
We always think about. I think about the fact that like the Chick-fil-A nearby is in the same plaza as an Adam and Eve huge store. Isn't
Yeah,
that
yeah.
strange?
Yes.
Oh, we have Mr. Sister.
They believe in him.
We have Mr. Sister
And
That's in
Erotica in Providence.
Yeah.
What is it?
Mr. Sister.
Mr. Sister? That paints a picture that I don't think they are intending. Or
Yeah, they are.
They are intending that. Oh,
Yes.
okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
They used to. They paid senior discount.
Yeah.
My band, like we went around asking for small sponsorships from local businesses to be on the back of our flyers. So we were giving out like thousands of flyers all the time back
Yeah.
in the day, and they sponsored us for a while. Mr. Sister Erotica.
Now, wasn't there a competing store, Madam Adams?
Adam. That was great.
Thank you. Are you still trying to remember? I'm stalling until you
No,
tell me what the name of it was.
I do not know the name of the porn store in Northwest Indiana.
Damn.
You know,
I brought up
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Sister.
All right.
I pulled my weight.
Well, we'll have to find out another time.
Yep. I'll think about it.
This is a cliffhanger.
I'll go back to the archives.
Yeah.
You'll
People are
do
gonna
it.
have to tune into future episodes.
We'll use artificial intelligence, Google,
Yep.
Yes.
and we'll find out what it was called.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Do it.
So do we just go now, or
Well, I think you have to like say our names one more time.
do we have to do the whole thing? I mean, they know who we are.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
At this point.
How about we just sort of we do like an old sitcom ending, where we all just sort of freeze frame,
All right.
and then our names
Again, it's
are under close-ups of us.
Audio and video.
You
so-
know, but then they'll hear, they'll know.
All right.
So listeners that aren't watching, you have to listen through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just picture us frozen.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
And we all laugh.
So dumb.
You genius. It's genius.